It's the time for the ultimate naughty battle. It's the Powkiddy X2, or the better said, the Powkiddy. Yes, and we're having the Powkiddy X2 number 2. This is what we're going to call a Nintendo Switch clone fake Powkiddy X2 battle. Naughty to the next level. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to do a side-by-side comparison with the Powkiddy new model over here and the older version. We've got some different videos out there, not only for me but for fellow YouTubers. And yeah, this fake Switch is bringing it to the next level of naughtiness. Because yeah, normally they're just using the color scheme, but with the new version they are trying to rip off the Nintendo Switch in many ways. But it doesn't play original Nintendo Switch games, so consider subscribing, hit the little bell and check out the full reviews. But let's take a close look at side-by-side comparison. The full reviews will be separate on the channel, just want to do a focus on the systems. Alright, let's go. Okay, just a quick comparison with the boxes, and you already could see in the beginning of this video that basically they are doing the reusing of the box itself. Because they are using the box, the same box, exactly the same, there is nothing different with this one. So this fake Switch from Powkiddy was bringing it to the next level. And always when I'm trying to make a comparison and review, the bloody things are empty. So I'm going to recharge it. I'm just going to talk about now of what we did get with the system itself. I don't want to go in depth in this video because I already did a review about it. But yeah, the Switch itself, they try to mimic it in every single way. Only it doesn't play original Nintendo Switch games, of course. I think this is just not a very good thing of them, that they're trying to rip off Nintendo Switch, because this will be confusing for people who are not familiar with X2, Chinese handhelds, or better said, they are buying a Switch and they're going to get a fake one. That's not a good thing. But I think the biggest problem I had with this device was the controls. Oh boy, that was really awful. And there was nothing to be compared with the original Nintendo Switch. So within a couple of weeks, let's say a month or so, they released the new version already. And that's maybe a record for the Chinese, releasing a new version or a new revision of the system. I think they watched a lot of videos on YouTube, because everybody was complaining. Okay, so when you're looking at both systems, there are some minor differences. Let's to begin with one thing. The specs and the performance, I'm saying it correctly, are exactly the same, so there is no difference there. It's more like they have changed the controls. To begin with, we're having different joysticks. They are same position, but they are slightly different, and of course the D-pad. The D-pad and the analog stick were my biggest complaint, because it made this thing just unplayable. And with horrible controls, you can rather just throw this thing in the trash can. Now we're giving us the traditional D-pad, but I can tell you, it feels really smushy and it is just still awful. As you can see, it's gotten quite long travel, so that is not really good. The analog stick, I don't know why you need to compare it with, but it's got a very, let's say, short travel. It's very responsive, but I'm not a big fan of it. But to be honest, it's way better than the previous model with the slider joystick. That was super awful. You can even pull the cap off, and the 4 buttons. And this is the same like the original Switch, I know, but the Switch has more like these high quality clicky buttons. And look at this travel. It's just freaking awful. Also, let's say the fake Joy-Cons that you can't remove, they have a slightly different color, but man oh man. They didn't change a lot out over here. This is the old model and the new model. And then you can hear it on the video, but they feel slightly different. There's a longer press, feel quite awful, and these are more clickish. So they did a minor upgrade with this joystick and this button set. So that's not really bad, and yeah, they try to listen and they try to improve it. So when you take a close look at the displays, here you can see there's a minor difference. I think you can't pick it up on the camera, but I see that both of them are IPS 7H displays, but this thing is, let's say, brighter than the older model, so they did change the displays out. But another fun fact is, as you can see, the buttons are swapped over here. The AB, they changed it out. And yes, the configuration in the menu is also swapped out. So, for example, if you want to go to the backlight, we need to press A over here, and we're having A over there. So that's quite interesting that they changed it out with the newer model, because I know with the Asian market, they're having always more like selecting with the A on the right side. Circle when you're using PlayStation, for example. Another thing that it didn't change out, and that's the software itself. It's exactly the same, as you can see, it still have the freaking typo in it. Yep, and I just needed to show you. But when you take a close look at the menu and the settings and everything, the games, you can see it has basically the same menu, the same layout and the same support. So nothing has been changed over here. So this is what you're going to get. Check out the full review, guys, if you want to see more information about the system itself and what kind of games it plays and how does it play. But let's do a quick side-by-side comparison with some games. But as you can see, the games run just run the same. But I did notice that the older model loads a little bit slower than the newer model. That's quite interesting to see. But when it comes to the performance, just the same for the gameplay. Alright, so let's do a quick sound test and let's see with the old model, how does it sound? Okay, so let's try the new model and let's see how this one sounds. Does it sound the same or is it better? But I think it's just safe to say that the Powkiddy X2 new model is just basically the same. If it comes to the specifications, there are some minor changes like the buttons, the display, but it is not a big enough improvement. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become on the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.